So I'm real excited to see some snow here in Michigan. I'm ready for it. I have a four-wheel drive vehicle. We have some new tires on other vehicles. And one thing I'm really excited about is I have a brand new snowblower from Milwaukee. So it's our M18 dual battery snowblower. So let's bring it over here. We're gonna open it up and see how fast we can assemble it. And then tonight we should be getting some heavier snow that I can actually snow blow. So I'm gonna go grab the box right now. We'll see how fast I can assemble it. And then we're going to really put it to the test. Let's go. And the reveal. So it comes with two 12 amp hour forged batteries, a M18 dual bay simultaneous rapid charger, and the snowblower. So 2 batteries are required to run it. 4 batteries will give you extra runtime. So in my testing, I'm hoping that the time it takes to charge 2 batteries will be about the same amount of runtime you'll get with 2 batteries on here, but we'll find out. So then if you're in 6 inches of snow with 2 batteries, you can do 11 car spaces or 1750 square feet. And just to give you an idea, that's the size of a large ranch style house. And the length of 3.5 foot sidewalk cleared, 500 feet, and 1,000 with the 4 batteries. So I just pulled it out of the box. It looks like it's gonna be pretty straightforward how I'm gonna connect that. All right, we're gonna use a 13mm socket to tighten the bolts down. So this inside of reach ratchet works great. All right, so here we have the chute. It looks like 4 bolts are what attach it. So I gotta see how this lines up. And this is the handle that goes through the friction knob right here. And this is gonna connect over here. All right, that's nice and tight. And that will rotate the chute. So one thing I wanna make sure is when you're working on this, don't have any batteries in there. So I'm just looking at here, there is room and 2 ports for 2 batteries, but there's also a 3 and a 4 port. So you can have all 4 batteries so you can really get that long run time. All right, we're gonna just make sure these aren't gonna cross thread. Yep, I think I did it right. So I believe it's ready to go. I just need to get the batteries. So before I do, I just want to show you how easy that chute moves back and forth. And the one thing that I like, one of my snow blowers that I've tested before, the cable would freeze in the cold winter, and then you couldn't get the chute to, you couldn't actually get this part of the chute to work. So I don't mind that. That's quick one-handed adjustment. So if you want to have it deflected and go low, or you want to go high and throw it like at a 45-degree angle to get that distance, especially if it's going with the wind, that works great. When it's low like that, then it keeps, if the wind's blowing at you, from hitting you back in the face, which is nice. So very simple design. We have the headlight button, the power button, and then I'll show you up here, there is a power indicator showing how much life is in the batteries. All right, let me get one of my favorite lights right here. This is a magnetic automotive light. So I just want to give you a quick look at what's under here. So the batteries aren't installed, and if you ever go in there to clean, make sure you don't have batteries for safety purposes. And the way that this works, some people I know are wanting to see a self-propelled unit, but the way that this rotates that way and it pulls the snow and it throws it as it's pulling the snow, it's helping to propel the unit forward. So with the rubber right there, you don't have to worry about it gouging or like scraping any sidewalks or any delicate surfaces, and the rubber can be replaced. So it looks like there's just several bolts right here if you need to replace the rubber. So yeah, it just spins nice and free. Yeah, there is just a lot of room in that chute right there to throw the snow. All right, let's get the batteries and see what it looks like when we first turn it on. So right here is where the batteries go, and there's a lot of power in these M18 12 amp hour forged batteries. So 1 right there, and we're gonna put 2 right there in that slot. There we go. All right, let's get the snow off there. All right, so it's showing full power across that first bank of batteries. If I put the second bank, then you'll see that part light up. Right here is the headlights. All right, the time has come. Are you ready to see me turn this on for the first time? Let's go. Pull this back, and then I'm gonna hit the power button. All right, and if you like having snow, leave a comment down below, let me know. I really like seeing it this time of year. As we get into March, not so much, but November, December, January, I definitely like it. How about you, Leo? Do you like snow? Yep, I think he likes it. So you can see the snow right here is all packed down. Leo and Oakley have been running over it. So we're gonna do a path right next to the trailer, a couple paths, and then over to the right a little bit of that, there's some boards on the ground. They didn't get picked up before the snow hit. So we're gonna go also to my driveway over here. All right, here's a sidewalk that I've been walking on, and the dogs. It's really packed down. We're gonna try clearing this off. Then here you can see we have some ruts in the driveway. Snow ruts, I guess what I call them. Yep. Fairly deep. That'll be a good test for the snowblower just to see how it does. And the ground underneath is not frozen, so if there's any gravel, it could potentially throw it. So you always have to be careful of that. I got my wife some new tires. You can see the groove. These are some Michelins. They look like they're going to be really good for the winter. So this morning there was just a 2-track on the road, and the snowplow has gone through. And you can see all the heavy stuff that it threw out here. This is usually a challenge. So hoping I can get this cleaned down pretty close to the ground. Here's another look at the end of the driveway. So we'll try tackling this heavy stuff right here that was from the snowplow. So I'm happy with that right there. Nice clear path right down to the concrete. So this is the end of my driveway, and it's very wet and clumpy, and it's been packed down. I've driven over this probably 5 or 6 times so far throughout the day. So we'll see how it does. And the snowplow threw all these clumps that you can see in there. So we'll see if it can clear some of that stuff out. All right, not bad. All right, as you can see, it did a nice job. Like less than 5 minutes, it cleared the majority of the stuff out of there. Then I just have a little bit more to do over here, which I'll work on in a minute. I like having these lights on there because as the sun's setting, people can see me. Like right now, the car's coming. Then we have some really wet, slushy stuff here. We'll see if it can lift some of that stuff out and throw it in the ditch over here. So I've been doing a lot of snow clearing with it, a lot of really slushy stuff. And just take a look at the chute right here. You can see with that wide chute, I think it's like 40% wider than the competitors, the average, and that just allows the snow to pass through on the single stage snowblower, and it just throws it. And there's no onboard tool storage, nothing that you need to worry about, like a little pick or a little shovel to clear that out. It just throws it nice and clean. So nice thing with this right here, there's no gas to worry about. You just have to charge your batteries. You can store it in the vertical position like that. So if you need to save some space, right there's the storage solution. All right, let's take a look. So after all the work that I did, we are down to 2 bars. So I feel like I've been out here working with it for probably about 30, 40 minutes off and on. So I'm happy with that. And I am just running the 2 batteries, but if I want the extra runtime, I can put them down there. All right, so that is a quick first look at the Milwaukee Snow Blower. Let me know what else you'd like to see me test this out on. I really look forward to your challenge. So far, it did a really nice job. I like the way it cleans right down to the ground. And then once you get it moving with that auger pulling it, You know, it's not self-propelled, but that does help to pull it along, which I really like. So all the chutes right here, they're very easy to adjust. This right here and that one right there. So right now it's just November here in 2025, and we'll see how it holds up through the rest of the winter. So we have several more months of some really intense cold weather. So that way you can continue watching. So that's it for now, friends. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Hey, what do you think, Leo? If you're interested in seeing some other outdoor power equipment videos or some other tool review videos, please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so yet. You can hit that button right there down below. And then if you want to see a short playlist of some recent Milwaukee tool reviews, I have that playlist over there that you can check on.